Welcome to another material from the Boardgames Chronicle blog. Today we will be looking at Kingdom of Heaven, the Crusader States. I have a game from Multiman Publishing designed by Scott Debrestein. This is probably one of the best Crusader themed games I played. I really enjoyed it and decided to create this video. Normally I would call it unboxing and overview, although this will be more an overview video because I already unboxed this game and actually sorted the counters and the cards. What we have here is a very interesting representation of the various let's say segments of history during those 200 years which were pertaining to the Crusaders, Crusader kingdoms, the Seljuk Turks, the Fatimids, the Mongols, the Saladin, so Ayyubids. So all this stuff is here. The game is not large in size, as you can see. The box is moderately, deep. It has some interesting description at the back, showing the map, point to point, the counters, complexity. It's not solitaire suitable, I can already say, and this is rightfully marked here. So, what do we have in the box and what's the game about and how does it play? First of all, this is a card-driven game. I have here several boxes with cards, so maybe let me start with this, putting other things aside. So what do we have here? We have a cards. There will be two types of cards. The first type, and these are sleeved already, so guys, yeah, it should look nice. The first set of cards are the cards used in every one of the 8 scenarios, and then you would have set of cards to be used only during some particular scenarios. So the cards, what I like about them, are very beautiful, thematic. Each and every one of them has some very nice depiction using the medieval let's say art. They have the operations value, yeah, this is card-driven game, and they have also the events. Some of the events you can play always. Some of the events will be connected with the battle, like Vassal's Desert. Some of the things will be like reactions, and some will be connected with the sieges, like here. Sieges will be very important in this game. We have very nice, beautiful selection of the games. As I said, you will play with those cards in each and every one of the 8 scenarios. However, you will have some specific cards. Oh, let me show it to you. We have scenarios A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So each scenario has its own additional set of cards, which actually depicts the history. So, for example, for F, you will have this counterattack, excellent preparations, death of Ayyub, Mamluk revolution, and here mediation. So actually those things were happening during the time when the particular scenario, in this case scenario F, was played. So you take them, you shuffle them into the main deck, and then you play with this modified deck. I really like the approach because each time each scenario is completely different. So card-driven game with a very interesting way to manipulate the content of the deck, to adjust it to one of the 8 scenarios. Those cards you will probably know, maybe not by heart, but very well after 2-3 scenarios. So this is the way. And of course, with the operations point, you will be able to activate the armies. You will be doing some kind of a recruitment sometimes, not for everybody, and stuff like that. What else do we have in the box? Of course, the counters, and we have plenty of counters. I already put them into the Cube for Me storage solution. It's easy for me to present also this to you. As you can see, those are beautiful counters. Here MMP really did the great job of using good colors quality, although I would still suggest clipping the counters you can see the difference between this Crusader and between this, so you can see the difference. Whom do we have? First of all, we have plenty of course, knights from the Western Europe. These are the Crusaders. And then you would have, depending on the actually shape of the helmet, the knights from the various Crusader kingdoms, like Jerusalem, like Antioch, like Tripoli, like Cyprus, and so on. And there will be, plenty of them. And on top of this, you would have also the actual units. So this Crusader has strength of 3 and movement of 4. You will have, of course, the orders. So you have here Hospitalier and you have Templars, yeah, and they have specific, let's say, castles which are harder to get. These are the castle representations. So this is Jerusalem. Here you have Cyprus, for example, and so on and so forth. As you can see, not all the countries are yet clipped. By the way, I would like to call out that I was able to familiarize with this game due to my dear colleague Janek, with whom I already played this game, and I hope really to play further. Then we have Byzantium. Here are the additional tokens which you use during the game, like game turn and so on. Here are the tokens, very important tokens used during the sieges. When you start the siege, you calculate the resistance points of a stronghold, and you try to take it via various means: starvation, assault, some specific, events, and so on and so forth. So this is very, very important. The second tray is filled with, let's say, Christian Crusader opponents. So in general terms, the Muslim forces. You have various of them because during the time the various were fighting with the Crusaders and then with the Crusader kingdoms. You have, of course, Seljuks. Here are the Seljuk. You can see they are mainly green, but not all of them are green. You can see the depiction here with crescent. So these are the Seljuks. You will have Ayyubids with Saladin. Yeah, they are a little more darker, let's say so. You have 2 caliphates of Aleppo and Damascus. Here you have the fearsome Mongols, the strength 4, the movement 6. And some of the Mongol leaders are the best in the game. Yeah. And then you have Mamelukes. Here you will have Fatimids from Egypt. So all those factions, the Crusader kingdoms, the Crusaders who were fighting with, are here really nicely depicted. As you can see, we already played with the Seljuks, so they are clipped. The rest is waiting for clipping. I really like how they did the counters. Really nice, really thematic. All of them. I will not be going to details. Maybe when I will be doing example of play, I will show more. Yeah, how those things are calculated. Other than that, we have a regular MMP die. So you are probably get used to it. We are getting the player aids. There are 2 player aids, and they very nicely summarize all what is important in the game. Combat table, pursuit table, how leaders can die, yeah. Attrition table. Very, very important part of the game is attrition, because I believe not many games actually put a lot of effort to depict how the logistics were important and how the attrition was one of the decisive factors regarding the strength of the army during the medieval times. This game really underlines this. The siege resolution, a huge section. Sieges were long or sometimes very brief. So it depicts both types, 1 day, 2 days, 1 year, it could be anything. We have also avoiding battle, interception attempts, and we have also one additional thing which can be done by the cavalry army. It's shadowing of the enemy. So this is all. Yeah, I believe this is one-sided. Then we have scenario book and rule book. Let me show you. The rule book, it's not the longest rule book, 27 pages, but it's dense. Let's be honest, reading through this is maybe not a challenge, but it takes time. As you can see, a lot of text. And after your first reading, some of the things might not make sense or you might miss them. So the best way to learn this game is actually play it. Of course, after reading the rules and then referencing whatever you need, whatever you would like to check. When you first sit down in front of a map, you will probably say, okay, what shall I do? How should I react? You will learn by actual doing. Here we have example of play. Maybe I will shoot this as a material to show you how to play the game, because they have shown nicely a lot of money. Yeah, this might be a good option, yeah, to do it. Don't be afraid of these huge stacks of armies. You can actually do it like, you know, army token and have the units aside. Yeah, so don't worry about this. Okay. Then you have a scenario book, and this is the cool stuff. As I told you, we have as many as 8 scenarios, 9, even 9. Sorry, I was wrong. We have 9 scenarios, and they are of various lengths. Learning scenarios, for example, 3 turns, and those are much longer, like 6 turns. I believe some can be longer. In the scenario description, you have powers and initial forces. Important, some of the forces change allegiance during the scenario. So you have pro-Christian, pro-Muslim, and it can change from time to time. And you have neutral. This game has also the diplomatic, let's say, segment or diplomatic rules, and you can try to get some of those guys on your side. Not in the first scenario, but from the second scenario, you already have diplomacy, and it shows who can influence and how much each of the sides. You have always special rules, we have victory conditions, and also where the armies are stationed. One thing which I might want to see here is probably the graphical depiction of those scenarios, but honestly, you can download the vassal module, and it really helps you to set up, you know, those scenarios on the map. I actually did it. It was good. So 9 scenarios, guys, not 8, 9 scenarios. And here is the gazetteer. Yes. Locations. Yeah, you have, you know, classical name, a Frankish or common name, Arabic name, modern name. Yeah, this is very nicely done. Those areas. And here you have example of play. I like this game. I love how it plays. The only thing which I would like to be significantly improved is the map. It's a paper map, unfortunately, but probably due to the cost reasons this was decided like this. I would love to see this as a mounted map, really, honestly. So the Muslim player sits here, the Christian player sits here. You have a Christian player area and the Muslim player area. Here we have Constantinople, and whenever you exit this and go through the Asia Minor, you immediately get attrition, yeah? Because it's a long march. These are the ports, the blue ones. This is the harsh terrain. It can be mountains, it can be, you know, a desert. You have provinces. You can see the province here, and this is Lesser Armenia, and the provinces will have capitals in red, like Sis here, like Tripoli here, Antioch here, Aleppo here. This province, so the Kingdom of Jerusalem, has 2 capitals, Jerusalem and Acre. Here we have Egypt, of course, and here we have Mosul, from where many Muslim, you know, armies will come. Here is Edessa. So the map is not too complex, let's be honest. However, rules introduce a lot of mechanics which might not be visible at the first glance here, honestly, like attrition, like sieges, like avoiding the battle, like retreats, like shadowing, which will be happening here. So I would love to see this as a mounted map, definitely. This is something which could be improved. We have game record track here. We have neutral forces. Here's the depiction of the diplomacy status. We'll have force pool, death pool, and sequence of play here. Guys, I believe that will be all for today. If you were thinking, okay, I would like to play a game about Crusaders, but maybe not tactical one, like Command Scholars Medieval Crusade expansion. By the way, great game, which will show and depict the particular battles. But you would like to play a strategic level, Crusader game. This is something for you. Kingdom of Heaven is definitely one of the best, if not the best, strategic level Crusader game. It's really balanced, very nice mechanics, very replayable, with 9 scenarios, card driven. Each time the deck is modified according to the timeline. So once again, strongly recommended. I will be playing with Janek many more scenarios. I would like to learn this game and would like to see how the things will unfold, whether will change the history. That's all for today. If you liked this video, do not hesitate to give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. Every subscription counts for such a small content creator like us. That's all for today. Thank you for being with me and thank you for watching.